Good afternoon, scholars. I hope your weekend was restful. I hope it was productive, and I hope you are ready to get after it in our this second week of Vista Virtual. Let's look at the numbers. Um, I've really been pushing us to get above 50% for our turn-in rate, and we dipped a little bit with 2%. Here's my challenge to you. If we can get above 50% by tomorrow, I will do something extra wacky for Wacky Hair Day because it is Spirit Week, which is why I'm rocking my pajamas today. Not just because I'm working from home. It's in Spirit Week, guys. So again, if we get above 50% tomorrow, I'll do something special for Wacky Hair Day. All right, for today's student spotlight, I wanted to shout out my man, Ba Minta. I've really been pushing us for more completion, for thoughtful reading, and for full responses. And Ba is the exemplar student for all three of those things. He was not getting his work turned in at the beginning of the week. When he slowly started to get turned in, it wasn't his best effort. This was his best effort, right? Ba got an A on this assignment. It's so clear that he read thoroughly, and then he really took the time in his responses to type out complete sentences and uh, and just do his best to fully explain what he believed the answer was. Right? His answers weren't perfect. He missed a few. The ones he missed were pretty common, so I'm going to go over those for everybody. But great effort, Ba, and this showed because he got an A on this. All right. So let's take a look at my exemplars so that we're really clear about what's happened in the novel up to this point. Good on number one. You know, he first got taken to San Francisco, so he's headed north. Um, the kidnapper on the train, Buck attacked him and took a nice bite off his hand. The trained baggage man came to check out what all the commotion was, and the kidnapper lied and said that Buck was his boss's dog and he was on his way to San Francisco to get his fits fixed. It wasn't a fit. He was attacking him because he was being kidnapped. Three tripped us up. What happens when Buck growls and snarls at men who near his cage? Um, Over and over again, they just laugh. They laugh, which makes him more mad, so he snarls and attacks the cage more, which makes them laugh even harder, which makes him more mad. It's just this repeating cycle of Buck's rage just growing and growing and growing throughout these pages. Buck's glad to have the rope off his neck because now he thinks it can be a fair fight because they can't choke him. And yep, number 5, Buck is going crazy with anger, and the food and the water make it even worse. Number 6 was the second most missed answer. This, guys, if you read the question carefully, it says, "What do the others do?" as the man in the red sweater begins to pry open the cage. So the focus was not on the man himself or Buck; it was on everybody else. What they did is that first they're like, "Are you letting him out now?" And when it was clear that he was, they all scattered. They jumped up onto walls nearby so that they could still be safe when Buck is out of his crate. But they also want to watch to see what's going to happen. And then at the end of the section, we saw that Buck was no match for the man with the club. He got really, really beat badly. He kept attacking again and again. And finally, the man with the club just gave him that one hit. He could have done the whole time, but he wanted to like break Buck down. And then bam, he knocked him out cold. And that's where we left off with our reading. We have no new reading today, okay? Today we're really going to be focusing on thoroughly explaining what has happened to Buck up to this point. It's going to be an ASAC response. Let me show you how simple this exit ticket is. Boom. This is it, okay? This is an ASAC response asking you to explain how Buck's personality has changed by his kidnapping. Remember, whenever we do any kind of prompt that focuses on change, we need to have 2 pieces of evidence. And if we're proving how something has changed, where do those 2 different pieces of evidence need to come from? Yes, If you're proving how something has changed, you need to have evidence from the beginning of the story or article that you're talking about, and you need to have evidence from the end. Everything that happens in between, you can explain that, you can paraphrase that in your own words, um, but your key pieces of evidence should be something from a quote from the beginning and a quote from the end. In this section, if you are reading the um, physical copy of the book, this section is pages. If you got this one, this section was pages 3, the beginning of the book, pages 3 to 8, where the point where Buck gets knocked out by the man in the red sweater. If you are reading the PDF version, that's pages 5 to 11 on the PDF. All right. Make sure when you explain how Buck has changed by this kidnapping experience, um, make sure you have two pieces of evidence. Again, so a focused question to help you really make sure you're fully answering this question is, who was Buck the first few pages of the book, and by the end of this section, who is he? Who is he by the end of this section? All right. Can't wait to see you guys' responses. Get on the BA train, which is really start to give this your best effort. And we get above 50%, you're going to see me with some crazy, crazy hair tomorrow. All right. See you guys later. I'll see you at office hours. Quick plug for office hours. That also was what helped Ba do his best work. Ba's been going to office hours, so let's see. I want to see a packed office hour, right? All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.